We are live. Hey, I know everybody was looking for us at 8 o'clock, but we was over there chilling on Instagram. But we here now. We in the building here. We in the
That's
building.
right.
I'm just gonna
That's
check
right.
my streams, make sure everything is streaming properly,
Okay.
making sure it's streaming properly. But we are
Amen.
here. I am Shelly Shell, and this is 30 interviews in 30 days. Celebrating celebrating 30 years for urban expressions. Yep, we are live. Boom, hey y'all, hey. Oh, sorry. Oh. But anyway, we are live. Just wanted to make sure we were good. Everything is good. We are live. I'm gonna take off my glasses on here. So I was,
Okay.
make it a little different.
Okay. I see you. I see you.
You say,
I
hey.
can't. I can't take my glasses off. I can't see that well. So
Listen, neither can I. I have done this without glasses most of the time. Really, like I can't see. So if somebody was saying something on the screen, I couldn't see. But I knew that we were going to be on Instagram, though.
Yeah.
I felt like it was very important to see because somebody could say something, and it's a little smaller. I was just trying to make sure I wasn't squinting. Like, what you say there? What you say? But everybody, this is 30 Interviews, 30 Days, and my guest for today is Fonz, the therapist. His name is Alfonso Nathan, and he's a therapist. Wow. How many times do you get to talk to a therapist in the building? So tell us how you got your start. Is this where you wanted to be in life? Well, I mean, he like the popping therapist. He like this. He's like this worldwide, national, mainstream therapist. Tell us about all that.
Thank you. First of all, happy Black History Month. First of all, yes. You can't forget that. But we celebrate Black History every day. So
every day,
But Alfonso Nathan, Fonzo therapist. I'm a licensed professional counselor. I am the co-owner of Brightside Medical Associates as well as Brightside Counseling. We have about 17 clinicians on staff. We have psychiatrists, psychiatric nurse practitioners, anybody and everybody in the medical field, in the mental health field. And I started in private practice at the age of 25, and I was doing really well. And it was a lot of success going on, but something didn't feel right. And it wasn't until I went on Instagram actually, and I saw a meme and it said, Black people go to jail, white people go to therapy. And that took me back because I'm looking at that meme on one hand, and I'm looking at my appointment book, and I see, all my clients that I'm working with that day, and none of them look like me. So I realized that I was a problem. I was a problem. So I had to make sure that I did something about that. How I started, this was a calling for me. And Pablo Picasso said this best. He said that the meaning of life is to find your gift, but the purpose of life is to give that gift away. As time went on in life, I was able to know that I'm a great listener. I was able to know that, I can give great advice. I had great energy. And I didn't know about therapy until college, because being a Black man from West Africa, we don't talk about our feelings. So it wasn't until I got into college I realized, man, this psychology thing is speaking to me. And I just kept on going from there. And I helped out so many people, and I'm happy to be in my calling right now.
So how did your family feel thinking about that, coming from Africa? Absolutely. Family migrated over here to New York, right? From Africa to New York. And you're saying in the African culture, you don't do that. So how do they feel about, what is this thing called? Hey, tell your business to somebody that you don't know. What is that? What was that like?
Oh man, they looked at me with just a dumbfound face, like, because going to college, for African, family, education is where it's at. So I'm either going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a disappointment, right? Mm-hmm. So when I told them I was going for psychology, they were like, psychology? For like what is that? So I told them about it, and they just, everybody knows that I'm a very ambitious person. So they knew I was going to get some type of success from it, but they were just like a little, just I could tell they was a little disappointed. But I saw the vision. I saw the future of that, and mental health and being a Black man in mental health. I'm very few, especially now. So
yes, it is very few.
yeah. I mean, even in my grad school, I was the only Black male out of a class of 220, people. You know what I mean? So I knew there was a need there, but yeah, that's what they thought. They was like, what are you doing? You're wasting your degree, you're wasting your time. But now they look at me and ask me for advice. So
they're like, yeah, let me talk to you.
right, exactly. So and I'm happy to give it, man. Listen, a candle does not lose its flame by lighting another candle. So I'll give information
You never
to
get
any and
tired of
everybody.
giving advice to people? Like, listen,
Because I mean, it's like it's it's a God-given gift. So I feel it'd be a disservice if I know something, if somebody comes to me, like I'm not gonna go ahead and be on the phone with somebody for 2 hours. But if they have a question about like how to get therapy, or if they have a question about like certain things to eat, like certain little quick situations, I'll talk about it just like in a conversation like how I have right now.
okay, well,
If
have
they're
a
willing.
conversation. Let me tell you about my problems. Okay.
Okay.
Let me tell you about my problems. Okay.
All right. That'll be
So,
$300. But go ahead.
oh no, listen, this is not, this is a public service announcement.
Okay. All right. Pro
So
bono.
let me think my problem. So you know what I was thinking when I was thinking about problems, and I was thinking at this particular point in my life, I'm not really going through a lot, but I remember my breakthrough. But I also realized that I start a lot of projects.
Okay.
A lot. I have a lot of ideas, lots of them. And somehow they never get completed. Do you think that is a block? I mean, when I say a lot, meaning I started a couple of books, stop. I'm in the middle of this was supposed to be the launch of my course in this 30 interviews in 30 days. I didn't do the course. I am going to do it, y'all. Y'all can sign up. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this time. So do you think that's a block in me? Do you think something is blocking me?
Well, what the gift and the curse of having intelligence, because you're a very smart person. So when you are creative, you think about a million things. You want to be able to knock out all these things, but you can't knock them all at once. So what happens is, we start something, and then we lose interest, and then we got another idea. We start something else, we lose interest because we are relying on motivation. And the thing is, nothing gets completed by solely motivation. When motivation goes away, discipline takes its place. So it's about adding discipline to your goal setting, and then you'll be able to complete that project. So that's the main thing. Because again, that's a very common situation. Like so many people, especially, yeah, absolutely. The creatives, my creative people, like they have so many different projects that they want to do, but it's like, man, I want to get it done, but it takes time. And we're in a world that our attention span and our patience is thinner and thinner, smaller and smaller. So you have to be aware of that and know that, okay, I need to dedicate this time to be able to finish this project, right?
What if it takes too long?
If it takes too long, well, it's about, if it takes, again, you have to see, the feasibility of it. So if it takes 3 years, you're not going to focus only on that thing for 3 years, but you have to have certain goals, certain target goals in order to at least knock all this out. Because what happens is, you're going to have a million things going on, and then you're going to look at it and you're going to feel overwhelmed, right? And then when you feel overwhelmed, you shut down and you don't want to look at any of these things.
Yes, you got it.
Yes.
I feel like I had enough.
Exactly. So when people would come to me before, when I was young, when I was earlier on as a therapist, they'd be like, listen, I got so many things going on. I feel overwhelmed. I feel stressed. How can you help me not be stressed? I'm like, damn, well, I don't really know how to help people be not stressed. So what I did, I started researching, and I found this guru, and this guru, that's exactly what it is. That was his bread and butter. So I went to him and I said, hey, how do you help people not be stressed? And he was like, that's simple. You ask them this important question. And he whispered that question in my ear. He says, and he said that, all my stress went away. I'm like, God damn, this guy is great. I'm gonna give him all my money. And then I incorporated that to people, whenever they came to me, asked me how to be less stressed, how to, when I'm feeling like overwhelmed, how to get me not to shut down. And I just whispered that question in their ear, and they felt less stressed.
You notice he's not telling us the question. You gotta go to find a therapist to get your therapy session to get that question, because you see he ain't tell us, right?
Would you like to know that question?
Of course I want to know the question.
So the most important question you tell yourself whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, whenever you're feeling just like there's so much going on, you tell yourself, how do you eat an elephant?
Piece by piece.
Piece by piece, one bite at a time. You eat an elephant one piece at a time. Because if you look at the whole elephant, I can't eat this elephant in one bite. That's impossible. I give up, right? But if you take it piece by piece, little by little, eventually you're gonna finish that elephant. You got a million things you gotta do. What you gotta do, you have to prioritize. You have to organize what can be done now, what can be done later, and what you have power over. Right? A lot of times we have all these things on our plate, and some of these things we may not even have power over. Right? Like, I can't wait. I'm gonna end COVID. What? You can't end COVID. You can play your part, but you yourself can't. Right? Or when it's raining outside, you're getting upset at the rain, so you push your fist in the air and you say, "Stop raining." It's not. Is it gonna stop raining? No. All you're gonna do is feel wet and powerless. Instead, if it's raining outside, you don't like that it's raining, you take an umbrella and you walk inside. You put power to what you have control over. So it's about looking at all the things you got to get done. Because in your mind, you feel you got a million things. You write a list down, those million things turn to 12. And then you put reality to it. And then organize your mind, organize your thoughts, organize your situation.
I feel better already. See,
Boom.
I'm telling you, everybody finds the therapist. You need to go check them out, because
that's right.
He's doing his thing. So somebody who is looking to be a therapist, or they're in school right now, or they're just trying, like, I've had this passion. How can you help them get to that point? I think you wrote a book about it or something, about being in therapy.
Yeah, absolutely. So myself and my business partner, Mark Albright, we wrote this book because in grad school, they don't teach you the business portion of mental health. They just teach you about diagnoses and how to treat it. But 90% of people that go on a psychology track or any type of mental health track, they want to ultimately be in a private practice. So what happens is they graduate and they're like, okay, I'm ready to start my practice. And they sit there and wait for the phones to ring. They sit there and wait for the clients to come, and they get frustrated because they don't have any guidance on how to successfully build one, but also make sure that you're giving great work while you're building a practice. So we made this book. It's like a blueprint. I'm never going to hide my secrets. I'm never going to hide anything, because it's important. This is going to better the world. I'll give all my secrets, and that's definitely no problem. You know what I mean? So this book is that blueprint. You follow that, you'll be able to help build your practice into the right place that you need to be, so you can help out as many people as possible.
But they also don't tell you that when you get out, you're not licensed. When you graduate, you're not licensed. You have to go to a whole nother step, meaning you have to work underneath of a licensed psychologist, right?
Yeah, any licensed therapist, psychologist, professional counselor, social worker, a person that's in a licensure, and you have to be under them for 2 years. So after school, you did 4 years, undergrad, you did, 2 to 6 years, grad school, and then you got to do 2 more years supervisory.
Oh, you did all that?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah. You know what I mean? Listen, no, people could take away cars and clothes from you, but no one can take away your knowledge. So, you know, I'm big with knowledge, and I can go anywhere and still and be able to, you know, obtain, you know, income. You know what I mean? I'm free. You know what I mean? Like meaning like I don't answer to anybody, and
Mhm.
because of the knowledge I provide and knowledge I can be able to give. So that's the most freeing thing.
So you're a licensed therapist. What is the difference between getting the doctorate and being a doctor of psychology? Is that another step? Is that something you want to
So
do, or does it matter?
the point where I'm at right now, the only thing that would matter would just be like the status of it. Like it's not a price difference. Like I make I make good money.
Good money. He's
And
like, no, I ain't gonna tell you that. I make good
I'm not gonna
money.
say
But you know what? It's
I
okay. Why can't
yeah,
we? You know, a lot of times, you ever see those commercials or those ads that pop up? How I made $1 million by selling my course, right? But
yeah,
people will tell
absolutely.
you their life. But when it comes to a black man saying he's a therapy, why can't he say that he's supposed to be paid for what he does? A workman is worth is higher, what his workman's pay worth is higher, right? So why not?
Absolutely.
Yes, he makes money. Pay him his money for
Yeah.
helping you, healing you, and making sure you have a healthy
Mhm.
life, right?
Yeah, yeah. And how I you know push that is like, listen, you know, a brain surgeon, a heart doctor, they save lives and they get paid really good money. So why, you know, I save lives too. I help people from not, you know, ending their life. I help people from not ending other people's lives. So I save lives. So why can't I get compensated as well? And which I do, and I know my worth, and you know, and it's really well. But you know, the hard part about being a helper and a successful helper, people think of helpers as being, you know, poor. You know what I
Charity,
mean?
and they
And
should be poor.
charity and things like.
Mhm.
And I will again. I give pro bono work. I do. I work. I'm in organizations like Taraji Henson's foundation, Boris
Mhm.
Henson Foundation, as well as Black Men Heal, as well as providing different pro bono services throughout you know the U.S. So I do my share of work, but also listen. I got kids. I got a wife. You know, I have a lifestyle, so you know, my kids should not suffer for, you know, what people, you know, for people thinking I should, you know, not get paid my worth. So my kids, they do well, they eat. So
Well, that's right. So pay them. So the money you would make would be the same if you were a doctor of
yes,
psychology
yeah,
in the therapy.
because what where I'm at, because I'm in high demand. You know, the
Because
only
you've done the
difference I
work.
think
Mhm.
exactly, I've done the work, and I have the notoriety. The only it's if I go back for that, I have to go back for 4 years. So 4 years, and you know what 70 80,000 of student loan, you know, debt for what, and insurance companies. I'm gonna tell you, like, go behind the scenes. Insurance companies, you know, the difference, the payment difference between a PhD and a master's level, $10, if
What?
that. So, you know, and I only take two insurances anyway, so the rest is private pay. So, but again, there's nothing wrong with individuals going for a doctorate, because there's a need for that. You know, people who are you know, looking to write evaluations, people who are looking to be a professor. I'm not downplaying you know, having a doctorate level you know, degree, because that's for some people. It just wasn't for me.
It definitely makes sense. So in
Mhm.
it, what's the name of your book? Just make sure that I say it out loud. What's the name of your book?
Which one? The first, the one
The
that's
first
already
one.
out
The
right now.
first one.
So it's called Practice Success. Tips for providing a successful private practice.
And the
So
second book that you're working on now is
yes, it's called Not Worth My Energy, and it helps provide a perspective to people on who and what should be in your area, who and what deserves your energy and your time, because there's so many times that we as people waste our time to people and situations that aren't worth it, right? Or they
hmm,
used to be worth it, but they're not anymore. And like, so I would give an example because, we all have a certain amount of energy in our bodies and some more than others, but it's our job to delegate that energy to things that are good investments. You put your energy in your craft, you get a good return back by building your brand, right? And not putting your energy in bad investments. That's like unnecessary conversations and emotional vampires. That's people that's been negative for so long, they just suck the energy from you. And we all been around emotional vampires, right? You have a good day, like da da da, and they just say something that just kills your mood, right? And then you're wondering why you're feeling just all day. And some of the emotional vampires, can be coworkers, some can be parents, some can be spouses, right? So you have to be aware of who and what is in your vicinity, and that's how you can be able to fully optimize the best energy that you can be able to provide for yourself and for your day-to-day. So I give that information, give that knowledge to people so they can feel good about themselves. They can be able to see where their energy is going. And
so when does that book come out?
Hopefully by May. I'm trying to get it by Mental Health Awareness Month. May or June. I'm talking with my editor now, so she has a couple changes that she wants me to work on. So it's we working out here, you know what I mean? And just like how you were saying, like you have a million things that you were doing to try to like complete. I've had this book, that's supposed to be written for the past 4 years. Right.
Oh, I don't feel so bad. But you got the one out already, so.
But what I had to do, I was like, okay, this is my time. This is what I have to put out, as much time and a deadline to be able to get this taken care of. And before you know it, when you realize, once you start it, it becomes easier. My question to you: what's the scariest part of a new roller coaster?
Whether it's going to be too high or not.
The scariest part is waiting in line, because the anticipation of an event is actually scarier than the actual event. When you anticipate something, it's way more scarier because you're wondering all these what if. So the scariest part is starting something, right? Scariest part is going back because it's a daunting task. But once you do it and you get the ball rolling, and then you start seeing that it becomes easier and easier. And it's like, man, why was I waiting for this long?
That's what I'm saying to myself. Why was I waiting this long? All this stuff was supposed to be launched all in 30 days so I could have it all doing this right now. But, it is what it is. I do what I know. How about that? I do what I know always.
You got this. It's not too late. It's never too late. You know what I mean? You don't know what tomorrow holds. That's the beauty of just existence. You don't know what or who's going to exist to you tomorrow, and what's going to spark your motivation. Maybe a week ago, I did not exist to you. Now I do. So imagine who or what's going to exist to you.
Actually, you existed back a long time ago when I was supposed to be at the event. This wonderful event. The wonderful event, Status's birthday, celebrity charity birthday. That's what it was. I'm trying to get the name right. Charity birthday. You had a nice launch to the docu-series. So I knew about you then. I did. I was supposed to be there, but I had another event to go to. So I came afterwards and you were gone. So I didn't get to meet you.
Well, I'm glad to meet you right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this won't be the last time. This won't be the last meet.
I know, right? I might need some therapy one day. No, we're gonna do some big things, and I love the whole group, the organization, your whole team. Your whole team is my family, so that's family right there.
Listen, you're nothing without your team, man. And shout out to my publicist, to Nika and the Lumina Group. Shout out to my brother Status. He's definitely help continue to help push me to different extents. You know what I mean? So shout out to them. And my team at home. Shout out to my wife. You know what I mean? That's
wife.
You know what I mean? That's watching.
What does your wife feel about this? Not to interrupt you. I'm sorry, but I wanted to see the wife, right? Does she ask for advice? Is it difficult to be a therapist and a husband? Do you have to come home and say, honey, and she's talking, and you be like, well, I think you should do it this way. Is it what is that like? What is it actually like?
Well, the funny part is the reason why I married her, because she looks through my bullshit, my BS. So like so she could tell when I'm therapizing, and she was like, stop playing. So she's a beautiful black queen, and she knows me, so which is great. And she's very supportive. She continues to help me, think outside the box, challenges me and my thought process. Because again, when you're a therapist, a lot of people don't really challenge your thoughts. You know what I mean? Because
That's true.
sometimes you say certain things, and they're like, okay, but then she's like, wait, that didn't make sense. No, no. And I'm like, oh snap. So we have a great relationship. That's my rock. It's my rib, my backbone. So,
Go
and she's
ahead, talk about marriage.
yeah.
Talk about that
Listen,
marriage
I'm a,
like that.
I'm listen. I'm gonna
Mm.
talk my talk, because again, you have to. We look so much, into society. We see so much, like, people breaking up in negative situations, and I think it's important to show healthy relationships. And I'm big with that. And she, I push her for her career. She's in school to be a psychiatric nurse practitioner. So
Ah,
she's doing her thing.
yeah.
She's a great mom, and I got two kids. And they're all great. That when the family life, when the family life is good, man, it makes things a lot easier. That's why I'm able
So
to
was she
like do
healed?
this.
Was she healed
Hmm?
already? You know how like was she healed? Like a lot of us don't realize that we aren't healed. Like, because there's a
Mhm.
lot of things in our past that we're not healed from, whether it's daddy issues, daddy wasn't around, daddy didn't raise us, and you think,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I forgive him. But then you be like, did you call your daddy the day? Did you reach out to him? And you like, nah,
Uh,
man, he wasn't there for me. You do stuff like that. Now I'm not saying that's my
yeah.
situation, but maybe it is.
Hey,
But I'm
listen,
saying,
hey, listen. It's
but
all
those
good.
type of things, you might not be healed from that. You may not be healed
Yeah.
from past relationships where somebody cheated, or you might have been in
Mhm.
a toxic relationship and you don't
Yeah.
realize that you're not healed, and you go into the next thing unhealed.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think we all, we're all, have some things we need to heal from, because none of us come out of this world unscathed. You know what I mean? Things happen to us. Trauma is trauma. All from different levels. Doesn't have to be a gunshot wound. It could be infidelity. It can be you fell and you broke an arm. All these things are trauma, and all these things shape how you view the world. And so sometimes we all need to be able to kind of double check to see if how we're viewing the world is healthy, and it's going to be helpful for you in the future to be the best you can be.
And that's the point, is identifying that you may need, like, you know what I mean? You're saying that we don't
Absolutely.
go unscathed, but the point is not going unscathed means that maybe you need to go back and evaluate some of the things that happen in your life so that you don't
Yeah,
ruin the end half of your life. I
absolutely.
remember being, accepting a relationship, accepting things in relationships that made no sense. Being with people, being with a person is really one individual, but one person who was just the devil incarnate, like the devil himself. But for real, it was like the devil walking. But
Emotional
but
vampire, right?
yes. So I was like, all right, what is it? So then I had to start doing that self work. What is it about me that I was allowing me to accept that, and then accept that, then accept that? So I was thinking, just praying about it. And God was like, basically, I didn't love myself enough to understand that I don't need all this extra. And
Mm.
the moment I realized that I don't need anybody to tell me I'm beautiful. I don't need anybody to tell me, I'm home. Sometimes we live by yourself, honey, I'm home. I tell
Yeah.
myself that, honey, I'm home. So
And but the good part about that is that who you talk to the most during the day.
myself,
And that you're the most influential person in your life, right? You've been talking to yourself since you were in your mom's belly, all the way till you're gonna be, 99, 100 years old, right? Betty White, right? You're gonna be talking to yourself, for that long, and you have to realize that your words are so powerful. Your words will shape your emotions, your motivation, and your actions. So a lot of times people undermine their words, and they forget how powerful these words are, and they say like negative things to themselves, like, oh man, I'm stupid, oh man, I'm lazy, and they forget how powerful that is. Telling yourself you're lazy, your body is going to react to that. It's going to be less motivated. It's going to keep you on the couch. So it's about understanding you got to be your own, coach. You got to be your own cheerleader, because that's the person that you're going to listen to more than anybody, more than a therapist, more than a friend, more than anybody.
Facts indeed, but it's best to get you a therapist to make sure you can reinforce what your head, what your brain and your mouth are saying to yourself. So make sure you seek therapy. He's in demand though. Finds a therapist is in demand, but his book you can have.
That's right.
I mean, buy.
That's right.
I meant buy.
Yeah, buy.
Yeah, meant buy. So your books, he's in demand. So your books you can buy, and then or you could just go ahead and do the practice. They got 17
clinicians on staff and 17. Growing. And and then even from the med piece, again, we have two doctors, 3 nurse practitioners, all helping on the medical side as well. So we got a full staff. Yeah, we got a full staff, and here to help out as many people as possible.
Facts indeed. Well, I have kept you long enough. Make sure you tell them how they can get your books. You can find out what he's doing. How can they do all that?
Well, you can follow me on all handles at Fonza Therapist, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all Fonza Therapists. You can go on my website at fonzatherapist.com, Brightside Counseling. Just Google Alfonso Nathan or Fonza Therapist, and it can help navigate you in the right way. Making sure everybody is investing their energy and protecting their mental wealth. And I think it's an important piece for us as Black people to continue to push, continue to break the stigma, because we deserve to be healed. We deserve to know that you don't have to muscle everything, just by yourself. You're not alone. Our strong friends, they need to be checked on, and just know that it's not a taboo thing to look for a person like myself or an individual inside my field. So thank you for this time, this great conversation. I love having conversations with great people who can provide conversations. So I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. This is 30 interviews in 30 days. This is day 8. Wow. Day 8 is moving on up. Celebrating 30 years of Urban Expressions and Black History Month, Black culture, Black thing, Black excellence. Thank you so much for joining us. I will see y'all later. Woo, woo, woo. Peace out, y'all.